Here we are, season 5, episode 16. How do I keep track of it? Paul, where were you last week? We missed you. I know, it's crazy, you know, it's summertime, and like we said, we're going to hit these when we can hit them. And tonight we're going to hit it. We're hitting it with T, capital T. It's International Tea Day. Did you know that was the thing? Look, I mean, I normally hit the national days, but international, every May 21st. I would have put it on like a Tuesday, though, you know, for tea, or maybe Thursday, but May 21st. It's International Tea Day. We actually have a cocktail celebrating, well, cocktails, well, and tea. Come on in. Blue Monkey Quarantine. Only business, monkey business. Let's go get her tea. Oh, by the way, Paul, what are you drinking tonight? Folks, that my friends, is the elusive pickle martini. Hold.
Tea.
Huh?
Martini.
Oh, yeah, martini. Pickle stuff to get out. It was outside, so we had to use the... Yeah, pickle martini. Look it up. We did it before. Folks, come on in. Blue Monkey Quarantina. It's time. Let's do it. Oh my God, it all worked.
Sort of.
Pickle, cold. All right, hold up. It's a good pickle.
Yeah, it is a good pickle, but it's a local guy, so.
What is it called again?
Excel Pickles.
Excel Pickles, local.
Yeah.
Stop by. When you're in Cincinnati, get yourself an Excel pickle and put it in a martini. Anyway, here we are, season 5, episode 16, and we're talking about International Tea Day. Paul, how do you come up with this stuff? I literally look it up on an app and see what national day it is, and then if it's anything remotely decent, I figure there's got to be a cocktail I can find for it. It's a lot of work. 8 minutes, right, Shelby?
Yep, 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Spread over the course of a day between, you know, beer here and there. Finley Park today. Finley Market.
We took the puppy out for the first time.
We did. She did great. And there she goes. Oh, camera.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
Puppy again.
Here she is.
There.
All right. Playing with the tennis ball for tea day. Everything that begins with the letter T. No, that's not what Tea Day stands for. It stands for tea, like as in the leaves, as in what you make tea out of. Shelby, can you imagine this? Do you know every second on the planet, 25,000 cups of tea are drank? Boom. 25. That was 25,000 cups. Boom. Another 25,000 cups. Boom. Another 25,000. Folks, boom.
Do I have to do this all night?
No, we're going to stop keeping track. But it does equate to about 2.16 billion. I had to do the math in my head. 2.16 billion cups of tea every day. Needless to say, it's a lot of tea. And we're celebrating. Here's another little fun fact for you. Tea was discovered, so rumor has it, rumor being the internet, rumor being on the internet the only story I decided to read, 5,000 years ago, Emperor Shen Hung, apparently a very popular man, Shen Hung, he discovered tea when he was boiling a pot of water and some tea leaves blew through the wind and landed in his pot of water. Mm-hmm. That's all I got. That's tea. There, tea, boom. Now, fast forward, 1800s.
There's entirely too many teas for that to encompass just that.
I know. It seems like there's a better story.
Like, I know I make you far many more teas than that.
I know, but that's where the story comes from. Well, anyway, fast forward. Let's go to the 1800s. In the U.S., colonial times, tea is popular. Now, here's what's interesting. What we're going to talk about tonight is iced tea. And she's good. That was our colonial tea dance. So anyway, yes, in colonial days, is when we had our tea. But what was interesting, though, is because we want to talk about the iced tea. And the iced tea... Oh, I should have put a picture of iced tea up there. Where was my mind? Why am I not thinking of iced tea?
Isn't it iced iced tea?
That is not iced tea.
Oh.
Yes. Damn it. Darn it. YouTube, darn it. Anyway, so we want to talk about iced tea, but here's what's interesting. In New England, in the 1800s, do you realize that they were cutting up ice off of lakes, storing it in sawdust, so that in the spring and even into the summer, they still had ice that they could use? True story.
That's what ice houses are for.
That's what ice houses were for. However, it wasn't until the 19th century that ice, basically ice.
Baby.
Nice.
Okay.
So anyway, it wasn't until about the 19th century, beginning of the 19th century, when we started to see ice entrepreneurs hit, and that's when they started shipping ice to the southern states and also to the Caribbean. We, the U.S., New England, that area, they dominated in the ice entrepreneur shipping, whatever that is, business. Little known fact, it's also where we discovered and created the ice cube. And the reason is by the time they shipped these big pieces of ice, all that was left was this tiny little cube. So they had ice. Okay, I made that part up. But everything else was true. Now, here's the funny thing. When we're talking about ice and we're talking about tea, and we have iced tea, that's how they go together. In the colonial colonial.
If you gave me a mouse, it'd be a lot faster. Alas, I only have a cat and a dog.
Alas, we do not have a mouse. We have a cat and a dog. Anyway, in the colonial times... Oh, now she's on. I didn't say it. During this time period, iced tea was actually more like a Long Island iced tea because they were boozing it up all the time, and that's what we're about to do. Matter of fact, if you go back and you look at some of the recipes, punches were very good or popular back then. One of which we've made, family recipe, the fish house punch from New England, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times they would dilute that, not with water, but with tea. Also during the colonial times. Also, during these colonial times, they would basically, another big one was 1815. It was, here comes Dolores through town. Oh, we got it all, baby. Regent's Punch. So Regent's Punch was another popular punch, and it used green tea, very popular. I thought about making it tonight. That was going to be my first choice until I discovered it had 12 ingredients, and I didn't feel like it. Plus, the other problem with a punch is it's a punch. So when you're making it, it's like 64 ounces of iced tea, 32 ounces of bourbon, 18 lemons, and I love y'all, but I don't love you punch much, So I just couldn't do it. So now here's what last fact. It wasn't until 1876. She's on it now. In 1876 is when we had our first published non-alcoholic recipe for iced tea. So that's how long it was boozy until it was 1876. Anyway, we're here tonight. We're going to make a boozy iced tea, bourbon iced tea. Not a hard drink. Shall we, Shelby?
Sure.
Why not? Let's do it. So what we're going to do, we're going to load up some nice tall glasses with ice. Oh. That one's for the puppy. Yep, she took it. I really like these glasses, but they are a bit narrow. All right, and then we're going to go right here. So here's what we're coming in with. Number one ingredient, bourbon. Oh, yeah. I was saving that one for you. Did you like that, Chubb?
I did.
We're going to go with the Woodford tonight.
Nice.
Use a good bourbon because it's really, tea strong, but not that strong, right?
I don't know. that tea you made is pretty
Wicked.
potent.
2 ounces. 1 for me. 1 for Shelby. Then we're coming in with simple syrup, and we're going to go half an ounce of simple syrup. So you can sweeten it up if you like a sweeter tea. So I'm going to go 1 ounce total. It's a good long pour right there. Did you see that?
I did.
Are you impressed?
It's very pretty.
They weren't doing that in the colonial days.
Oh my god.
Oh.
So far away. Seriously. I have other things to be looking at and have the cursor elsewhere. You don't understand.
I'll get a mouse. We will get a mouse. Now.
I, as the producer,
I'm going to have
work
some
under
while we
such
listen.
pitiful, I'm going to say slave-like
Colonial.
scenarios here. It's...
All right. Now at this point, you could do lemon. You could do straight up lemon juice. However, just to spice it up a bit, I suggest going with the limoncello. Get that nice lemon, get a little bit of sweetness, get a little flavor. And we're going to go half an ounce per, or 1 ounce total. Not as long as the pour. Right there.
That's all right, because some of it made it in there anyway.
Yeah, it's all good.
And it's not Mr. Burke's limoncello, but it's not bad.
It's not bad. And then no juice in here. Now, if you did a juice, I would tell you to shake it. But we're just going to give that a little stir. I mean, this is going to be freaking delicious. You know that, right? No? You're nervous. She's nervous on 50% of the cocktails we do.
Absolutely.
True statement?
True statement.
True statement.
Thanks for the reason why I always have a cocktail that I would be drinking. Except for the last few have been,
Surprisingly delicious.
fantastic.
Surprisingly delicious.
The last week's was crazy delicious. The eggy.
Yeah.
One, that was
Alan, no egg in this one. So then you're gonna about half it with your bourbon, and then you're gonna come in with a nice fresh tea. This was we did a breakfast tea. No.
So I'm sure readers want to know, can it be any tea?
Any tea.
But we went with a black tea is what we went with.
We did.
On this. It was a classic English breakfast tea.
Heavy on, yeah. Oh, yeah, perfect. Freshly brewed.
But you can do tea of choice. But my guess, because of the bourbon being as strong, if you want to have any kind of real tea influence or flavor, you're going to need something strong too. And a black tea will do that for you. An Earl Grey would probably be very nice with this as well.
Did you see what that was tonight?
I did.
That was fresh emergency night.
Ooh.
We're going to do get a little more citrus.
Nice.
There they are. Emergency. You know, a lot of people don't know, colonial days, they would... Emergency colonial days. It's probably a little more Irish than... Yeah, anyway, I don't know what the colonial accent is. Then we're going to garnish with mint, Shelby.
The first of the garden.
First of the garden, right there. Smack it. Oh, wake it up. Boom. One more. One for you.
So I feel like that's like the beginning of a mint julepy thing going on there.
Yeah, I don't disagree. All right, let's give it a try. Give it a whirl. Oh, I mean...
the mint's going to be... You can't... I mean, that's the original, shandy.
Oh.
I can smell the mint from here. It's like the shandy aspect.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. So, it is, I mean, it's a great tea flavor. A little bit of a hit of the bourbon, that limoncello, that little lemon flavor, sweetness. Shelby, you're going to love this. I'm coming around. Put that one into the old. Here you go. Look at this, folks. Hold. There it is.
That's a pretty picture.
That's nice, right?
Yeah, it's better than the picture
Right.
that you have.
Here you go. Oh, take that one down. Let's do this. Ready? Cheers.
Oh, can you get it in the camera?
Well, oh, coming up. I mean, I'm here. Can you? Boom. There it is. Oh,
that's nice.
Is that not nice?
That's how I would drink sweet tea if I were to drink sweet tea.
Bourbon tea. There it is, folks. Here is your quarantine bourbon tea,
It's
great
very
summer.
refreshing.
So what's great about this though is because it is a punch based drink. You could easily make a big batch of this for the summer and have it ready to go.
Would you make it all together, or would you do it?
I would. There's nothing going bad in here. For a day, I wouldn't make it and put it in the fridge and let it sit.
You'd put it in a big container.
I would. And it would be delicious. And have people over for a party, this would be fantastic.
You
Kids,
wouldn't put ice
no,
in it, though.
no, I would wait. But I would make sure you ice it down if not it's going to be too strong. So, but the hard tea, the spiked tea has become a very popular thing. You know, you get the twisted tea. So twisted tea was one of the first ones to kind of revive it. In 2001 is when twisted tea came out. It's now one of the top sellers among, and there's a lot of tea brands out there. How popular has it become? PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon, for those of you keeping score at home. They actually even now have their own spiked tea, hard tea.
But it is that old? I said, but it is that old? I mean, it comes, the whole...
This goes...
Spiked tea is...
way back. Boozy. Colonial times is what you're looking for. That's our colonial music, by the way.
It's a harpsichord.
That's good. That is nice. That's a summer sipper. And it is almost summer, and we're sipping. So, folks, there's your quarantine bourbon tea, colonial times, brought to you. Cheers. Hey, we love you. We'll see you maybe next Sunday, Memorial Day.
I don't know.
We're out of town. Let's see. I mean, all right, we're going to try. Folks, that's it. That's all we got. Enjoy your tea. It's International Tea Day, for goodness sakes. Go celebrate. Get some iced tea. Put some bourbon in it. It's that simple. And we're out. Cheers.